Ugh, gross. Mets lose 11-7 to the Kansas City Royals. It was this game 14 of the season. Gross. Gross performance. What in the Carlos Carrasco was that effort there by Sean Manaea on the bump? Terrible outing from him. Mendoza takes too long to yank him. The offense not as good. I got news flash for you. Omar Narvaez isn't good. Wait, that's not breaking news to anybody. And it honestly is amazing. We're going to talk a lot about this. There's a lot to bring up here. But before we jump into everything, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel here. But gross, just gross. There is so much to dissect with this game. It started off in the first inning where, Manaea allows a run early, just allowing a lot of contact. Couldn't work out of the gym until he did, where he only allowed one run, so not the worst outcome. The Mets responded, at least in the first inning, the bottom of the first, and I thought they were going to coast their way to a win with the way that this team has been. And I love the fight back, though, from the offense. I'm not going to entirely blame the offense. There are some guys that put a blank in the hit column today, but they still did a solid job in terms of the job they needed to do with punching back in the bottom of the first. You get a leadoff walk from Nimmo. You get a single from Marte. Lindor strikes out. That's another problem still with Francisco Lindor. Just in general, he's a problem right now. Alonso gets an RBI with a single. Beatty out on a fielder's choice, but, fine. And then you have DJ Stewart get a double to make it 3-1. At least you're up in the game. And then the top of the second, I should say, they answer right back, the Royals. With 2 outs, they get a little rally going. Well, they had a single and walk before them, but with 2 outs, you walk Bobby Witt. Then he walks a run in. Gross. Allows a single to Salvador Perez. And then Manaea gets out of the jam with a strikeout. Mets go down in order in the bottom of the second. And then the third inning. What is going on here that Garrett Hampson's able to just steal second like that off of a pickoff move? Are we serious? Gross. Bottom of the third, Pete Alonso at least gets a home run to tie the game. He's been swinging the bat well again. And then the top of the fourth. I cannot understand how Sean Manaea was in this game still. But he was in this game. After the strikeout. Okay, fine. See what he could do. Then Bobby Witt gets on because of a terrible error by Starling Marte. What are you doing? And then a single brings in a run to make it 5-4. Right then and there, Sean Manaea should have been out of this baseball game. There was no reason to keep him in. And then Salvador Perez crushes a home run to make it 7-4. And all of a sudden, it felt like the game was out of reach. A strikeout, then a single. Then Sulzer comes in, another single, allowed 8-4. And they finally get out of it with damage already done. Just too little too late in the fifth inning. Another run for the Royals, allowing a triple for Bobby Witt because, of course. And then because what did I say in the post game yesterday? It was going to be unrealistic to keep Bobby Witt off the score sheet all series long. And yeah, sure enough, in this game, he did a lot of damage to the Mets. The Mets offense just didn't have an answer for a while. And then ended up being 11-4 in the sixth inning when Lopez comes in, doesn't get charged with an earned run, but allows a double, hits a batter, and Nimmo has to rob Bobby Witt at the wall. It's just ridiculous. And then Alonso makes it 11-5. Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42. And then the bullpen did fine the rest of the game. Diekman had a good inning. Tyler J had a very good 2 innings. In the 8th inning, the Mets looked like they were about to rally. You had a Marte home run. Lindor walked, a wild pitch. Alonso walks. All of a sudden, you think maybe they'll rally. And then you get 3 outs in a row. I mean, Taylor had a sacrifice fly, but 11-7, then the 9th inning, there was just no answer, even though the Mets got 2 singles from Wendell and Marte. It just was not going to happen. Manaea was left in the game for too long. Sulzer, it was a nice little run with him. He's got to go, though, now. He's probably going to get DFA'd after an outing like this. We know how this thing goes. Lopez allows the hit, of course, which stinks. The rest of the bullpen did fine. Diekman and Jay were the only ones that gave respectable efforts from the pitching staff, and that's where the issue came in. But the bigger issue I have is this tweet right here. And this is a very big problem that the Mets have. So this is from Mike XX Dope on Twitter. 2.65 ERA with Alvarez catching, 4.40 ERA with Narvaez. This is more of a Narvaez problem going back to last year. The pitchers struggle anytime he's behind the plate. Bad defense, can't frame pitches, and calls a bad game. It's definitely apparent, too. Like, I don't think anybody even... Like, we didn't need the numbers to back it up. It's great that we have the numbers to back it up, but it's obvious that Omar Narvaez stinks. And now that he had an 0-4 today, it's even more apparent that he should not be the backstop, even as a backup here. Like, it is that bad when he's catching a baseball game for this team. He is that much of a detriment, and he's got to be a negative WAR player at this point, just for his defense alone. It's gross watching him try and call a game and the way that his arm just stinks too. Like, there's not a single good thing that, and then the framing, like they said too, Narvaez, not a single good thing that he brings to the table for this team. He had a couple good offensive games. I'll tell you what, though, right now, he did the same thing last year. We were very impressed with what he did in April, and then he got hurt, and then he came back, and he stunk the rest of the way. So he cannot continue to play. I don't even know why Alvarez rested. Like, it feels like it was too early between games for him to get a day off, but sure thing, I guess, right? And then you do get to the lineup. Like I said, there were a couple of 0-4s, like Nimmo went 0-4 and Beatty. It's hard to get on them because they've been producing. McNeil didn't have the same game that we've been seeing from him lately. Even Joey Wendell got a couple hits today. Obviously, the main concern is Lindor still not swinging the bat well, and I don't know what to say anymore. Like, there's nothing I could say that wouldn't be beating a dead horse at this point, that it is just terrible the way that he's performing, and I don't know what's going to fix it. I like the standing ovation idea. He still is not playing good baseball right now. It's simple as that. And I don't know what's even going to change it at this point. But a lot of issues going on here in terms of that's standpoint with Lindor. Like, I have no doubt. I think the Mets actually win tomorrow. I do. But this is what the 2022 Mets were, where they dropped the middle game. But aside all that, they cannot continue to use Narvaez as a backup catcher. No, they can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I can't stand it. He's that much of a detriment. And then, like I said, Lindor has to be better. But again, that's not news. Tomorrow is Reagans versus Budo. Jose Budo, go give me your 5-6 innings. I'm going to love it. I'm going to love the Jose Budo outing tomorrow, right? Please? I don't know. But that's really all I got for you guys today. I don't really have a lot to say. I'm just disappointed. I'm very disappointed. But leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.